What's going on, guys? Gaming360 Bro here, bringing you guys another video, and today it's going to be on my favorite MLB players 1 through 20. So we're gonna start it off with, as most of you guys already know, my favorite baseball player is Ryan Goins. Then in second place we have a former All-Star many years in a row. Back to back, like, he's great. Another shortstop for the Blue Jays. You're guessing him. Troy Tulowitzki. Now in the number 3 spot, the 2015 American League MVP, Josh Donaldson. And this is not all Blue Jays now. For the first 3 they were, and then the rest I don't believe are Blue Jays. Number 4, we have Bryce Harper, the reigning National League MVP for the last 2 years, I believe. And yeah, so he's just an all-around great player, maybe even 3 years, I don't know. And he definitely deserves it. He's great. Now in the number 4 spot, we have Mike Trout. Mike Trout, like I mentioned in my last video, at least like I mentioned a lot, Mike Trout's not my favorite player, but he's not that bad. Like, I would rather Andrew McCutchen, which surprisingly I don't have on this list because I forgot about him, I guess. But anyways, moving on to the number 5 spot, we have a guy that most people are familiar of to have the greatest arm, either of all time or just for the longest time now, and that would be Yoenis Cespedes. There's not even words to describe how strong his arm is, and he can hit, oh god. But he can't catch. That's the only catch. Now, in the number 6 spot, we have Anthony Rizzo. So, another really great first baseman. I have, I think, 2 more first basemen on this list. He is the best person, I'd say, on the Cubs. He is, yes, I'm going to compare it to MLB. I believe he got to a diamond a little while ago when Kris Bryant still stuck at a gold. Speaking of Kris Bryant, the guy in number 7 spot would be Kris Bryant, and you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of people back-to-back who are on the same teams. It's because I thought of teams and I thought of players that I liked on the teams to decide this, and I'd say it's pretty accurate anyways. Now, for this one, we have back-to-back Cubs, so 3 Cubs in a row. I already said Rizzo and Bryant, so now Jason Heyward. I am a big fan of him. I know he's not doing that good this year, but he's in the number 8 spot. And now Jason Heyward's former teammate in the number 9 spot, Yadier Molina. In the number 10 spot, we have the king of all bat flips, and yes, it is not Jose Bautista. It is some guy who has done it many, many more times than just one in the postseason. Although he does kind of flick it occasionally, but it's Yasiel Puig. Yasiel Puig. Yeah. So now we have a former teammate of Puig's. Now he actually recently got suspended for taking steroids. You probably know now who I'm talking about. It is Dee Gordon. I'm a big fan of him. Very, very fast guy. Now, in the number 12 spot, we have another Dodger, which is Justin Turner. I like him. And MLB, I know I'm comparing it to a video game, but in the video game, his contact is amazing. He's a great hitter and a good fielder, too. He will probably win a Gold Glove one day. Now, in the 13th spot, we have Daniel Murphy for the New York Mets. He's really good. I believe he's their second baseman. He's great. He's an all-star, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know what else to say. Daniel Murphy's a great player all around. Now on to number 14, we have a New York Met again, Curtis Granderson. That'll be the 3rd Met on the list. I'm a big fan of Curtis. He's a really good one. Now, number 15, we have who I call the king of stretch, Freddie Freeman, because he's like 6'5" or 6", something like that. He's tall, and he can stretch his legs really far. I think I mentioned that in my last video, if it actually uploads, which I have a problem with sometimes that it doesn't upload. But Now on to another good first baseman that you might be familiar with, considering he won Gold Glove first base this year. It would be American League Gold Glove first base. It would be Eric Hosmer. After that, we have some guy that I don't even really know why I included him. He's definitely not, he doesn't deserve this spot. He's definitely not a top 20 player, and I don't think he ever was. It is Brian McCann. I was just kind of scrolling through the teams, and then I went to Atlanta, and I'm like, a good player that used to play for Atlanta at the time was Brian McCann, and he's still pretty good. But I really think he's deserving of the spot that I have him in. But anyways, number 18, we have the Yankees second baseman, Starlin Castro. So he's one of my role models. Like I mentioned before, I'm a second baseman, a shortstop, and a back catcher. Those are my main positions, and I just love doing them all. So for Starlin Castro to be on this list, it should not come as a surprise. And now into number 19, another guy that should not come as a surprise. Considering I am also a shortstop, we bring in probably one of the best in the game now, in all of baseball. Right now, he pretty much, I guess you could say, replaced Derek Jeter. Tulo replaced Derek Jeter, but he is Xander Bogaerts. He's great. He's a young player, very good athlete. I have a feeling he's probably going to be an all-star this year, at least on the bench. Now for the number 20 spot, and the final guy on this list to conclude the video, is the Angels first baseman. Yes, it is Albert Pujols. He used to play for St. Louis, now plays for Los Angeles. He's getting a bit old, yeah, I think he's like 38, but he is good. I'd say he definitely represents one of the best sluggers, one of the best hitters in all of baseball, and will always be remembered for what he did with St. Louis and having one of the greatest postseason home runs probably ever. I personally am going to be talking about next how good I think the top 5 players on this list are to conclude the video. So, Ryan Goins, I already mentioned him. I am a fan of him, the biggest fan probably out there, but I think that Goins, I'm not afraid to admit it, I don't think he's the greatest hitter. Everyone knows it. But I would still take Ryan Goins over Devin Travis any day, because maybe Travis can hit a bit better, but still, it's not even that much of a difference between them. But Goins is a better fielder, so I would take Goins. When there's Ryan Goins and there's Devin Travis, I pick Ryan Goins. So, yeah. Next, I'm going to be talking about Troy Tulowitzki. Now, this guy has been not doing the worst this year, but he's also not doing the best. He got off to a bit of a rocky start, I guess you could say. And he had a short-term injury, and right now, Goins is actually on the disabled list, which is kind of sad too. But Troy Tulowitzki, he's playing now, and he's doing really good. Now he's starting to pick up the pace. Yeah, so hope you guys had a happy 4th of July, by the way. Today, when I'm recording this, it's the 5th of July. Might go up on the 5th, it might also go up on the 6th, perhaps. I'm not quite sure. But now we're going to go... Oh, and Troy Tulowitzki, he actually went into the home run derby one year, because he's a good power hitter, I'd say, definitely. Now on to the reigning American League MVP, Josh Donaldson. So Josh Donaldson is probably, well, not even probably, you can't say probably, he's the greatest third baseman in Toronto Blue Jays history, and top, I'd even say 5 for all these. So, that was my grandma. So, anyways...